Ugly for TV podcast. We mock the news so you don't have to. I am stand-up comedian Nathan Timmel. With me, as always, is stand-up comedian Jake Vevera. Hello, Jake.
How's it going?
All is well here. I was in Columbia, Missouri last night. I spent doing a show. I spent the night at a hotel in St. Louis, and I'm going to leave shortly and head to Peoria, Illinois. So lots of traveling. It rained all night, and it's raining right now. So hopefully it doesn't fuck up my my travel. Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to PA tomorrow. So, or what? No, today. I'm leaving tonight. So,
what is that? 6-8 hours to where in PA?
Like, yeah, going to Altoona, Central West PA.
How many days you spending with her fam?
I don't know. That's up to my wife. I think we're coming back Sunday night. We started doing a thing where we drive through the night.
Yeah.
Meth hits and just take like Monster Energy and Adderall and whatever we can get our hands on, so that the babies sleep in the back the entire time, and we're just up there grinding our teeth, all spun out, listening to podcasts and whatever the hell else.
That's what I do after my show tonight. I'm driving home. I drive home after my show because I have two options. I can go back to the hotel and put my thumb up my butt and sit for like 2, 3, 4 hours and wind down, and then go to bed and get up and have to drive. Or I can take those 2, 3, 4 hours and hit the road and just start driving home. And then when I get sleepy, boom, slam a Celsius, and then I'm good. Hey, Rich.
Well,
Rich has joined us.
I know traffic isn't as bad back there, but like...
No, traffic, and that's the other. Getting rid of traffic, driving overnight. Yeah, it's the best,
dude. I mean, it makes a difference back there, but like, dude, I'm telling you, in New York, like driving in the middle of the night compared to day is, I mean, because we live in Queens, so you got to like cross from New Jersey, like you got to cross the Hudson somehow, whether it's the George Washington, the Lincoln, whatever. And then cross again into Queens, and that could take you, if it's during the day, sometimes you get lucky and you shoot through in like 20 minutes. Sometimes it could be over an hour. I mean, it's just, there's no telling. But in the middle of the night, you just fly right through. It's great.
Yeah. Nice. Well, as I've told you multiple times, and you never listen, as I can see right now, you got to give Celsius a try. It's the best poison out there. I know you love your Monster, but
it's okay. But dude, again, 0 sugar, 0 calories, man. What are we talking about?
We're talking about just, I don't know, give it a try. Monster 4223. Would you rather watch a tree grow or a Negro?
Walked into one. There we go.
That's what I get for not reading advance. That's for me being able to speak and read at the same time.
I think that comment was truly discriminatory toward the semi-literate. That's who really got fucked by that one.
Here's the problem. I've never heard that one before. It seems so obvious, but that one that one straight out of blue. But
it's a joke that is written only to make podcasters walk into one. You know,
right?
It made sense back in the day. It doesn't make sense just to say it out loud without reading it, because then it's just like, Jesus Christ, man, like, calm down, Kanye. But
yes.
If you read it, it's like, all right, it's still, racist, but it's as funny as it is racist to make someone do that.
Yeah, it's a polite racism. We didn't go hard R. We went with old fashioned term.
Well, no, there was no we in it. You were the one who read it. I sat here and just shout you a dirty look the whole time.
Tired of liars. Welcome, Ultramensch. Hello. Why did the monkey fall out of the tree?
Don't walk into one. You better read
that one. I read ahead. I read it was dead before reading the question. All right, let's jump into some news. I thought he was
going to walk into another one. Fool me once, shame on you. Comment section.
All right, you want to go race? Let's segue. Let's jump to Africa and monkeys and race, because it's and that's racist right there too. So, but
I'm not signing off on anything. The views on this podcast are not my own. They're half mine. They're half mine, to be fair.
All right, here we go. First story, and I love this one. This one made me so happy right off the bat. Holy water brimming with cholera compels illness cluster in Europe. And you read the headline like, oh, holy water in Europe, you get cholera. That's like, nope, European tourists who carried home bottles of water from a, quote, holy well in Ethiopia were likely hoping for blessings and spiritual cleansing. Oh, they're getting cleansed, but instead carrying an infectious curse and got an intestinal power cleanse. Yes, they are. They are doing their impersonation of me on January 1st when I was prepping for my colonoscopy on January 2nd. They are evacuating everything. The obvious question: who thinks drinking water out of an Ethiopian well is a good idea? I mean,
Well,
right
I mean,
off the bat.
where else are you going to drink water out of if you're in Ethiopia? It's not like the choice is, all right, I'm an Ethiopian villager. I can either do the well that we dug or this Dasani, a vending machine that's right next to the well. Like, no, 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 no. There's no option. There's wells or a puddle, or you cup your hand while it rains. That's it in those fucking villages, man. That's, you know.
Okay. If you are a European tourist who can afford to stay at, what would an Ethiopian hotel be like? Sort of like the worst Motel 6 in America. I mean, what if why are European tourists going to Ethiopia in the first place? Maybe I'm biased, but all I remember is Live Aid, We Are the World, and that was to feed Ethiopia. And When Harry Met Sally, like, oh, we went to an Ethiopian restaurant, they served us 2 plates and we left. It has a stigma of having no food, no water, and not being a hotspot for tourists.
I will say I saw a documentary on extreme sports on Netflix, and they did a different one each episode. And one of them was in Ethiopia. They had this like it was like an Ethiopian rodeo, but it was fucking wild, dude. You know how all rodeo guys are starting to wear helmets? I'm
Yeah.
not even close to that. Dude, it is so much more dangerous than our rodeos. It is the most wildly entertaining sport I have ever seen. I am going there. It was a Jewish Ethiopian village. It is an yes, it is there is such a thing as an African Jewish rodeo. I've seen it on Netflix and it is way better than our rodeos.
Don't you remember that? Again, that was the big thing with racism and Judaism. There was a whole hullabaloo fucking decades ago, probably about the time of Live Aid, which is Israel was not accepting, kind of like Saudi Arabia doesn't accept Palestinian immigrants or Syrian, that Israel was not accepting Ethiopian Jews. And they were screaming, and the world, there was no social media. They were screaming racism.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm on the side of the Ethiopian Jews. Those are the rodeo ones, man. I fucking love those guys. I fucking love those guys. I'm gonna go on vacation there tomorrow and drink out of the well. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, but that okay.
Son, I'm going to the rodeo.
You brought it back to the story. This is my problem with not all religious folks, just 98% of them, is that they get it in their head like, oh, this well in Ethiopia, it's the tears of the Mother Mary or Jesus has come or something, and they travel and they just drink it, and now they're shitting blood, just like the musical The Book of Mormon. Oh,
So,
maybe it's going to convert them to Mormonism.
To be fair, did you say that tourists were getting sick, or are the people that live there getting sick?
The tourists, the religious tourists, the Ethiopians are probably used to it. It's probably in their system.
Dude, when I was in Afghanistan, there was like no running water, electricity in the towns by us, and so the meat was like outside, half rancid, and people would cook it and give it to you, and man, I would get the most vicious food poisoning I've talked about it on here before, but like if your immune system has grown up eating that, then you're gonna be fine. I don't. To me, that it's not even a religious thing at that point. It's just hey man, if you go to a third world country and eat the stuff, all the stuff they eat, and drink all the stuff they eat, you're gonna get sick, man. That's what it is.
I'm laughing because the way you said that made me think, what pussies Afghanis and Ethiopians must think Americans are. They come over like, wait, let's get this straight. Peanuts. You're allergic to peanuts. You are allergic to this food source. Because
dude, I ain't gonna lie. If I was a religious Ethiopian, Afghan, whatever, and some American came up and was like, yeah, sometimes our kids die from peanuts, I'd be like, clearly God hates you. Like, God hates you. If you're dying from peanuts, God fucking hates you, bro. Watch me. I'm eating meat that has not been refrigerated and was literally hanging above septic shit trenches. And you know what? Allah bless me. I'm fucking fine, dude. I'm fine. I picked the right God. You picked the wrong one. That's why my God's letting your kid die from a peanut. You know what I mean? Like, that's just.
And I hate.
God, dude, I'm starting to convert. I'm starting to convert right now. I've been a lifelong atheist. I think I might nominate parte spiritu santi. I'm half Muslim, half Ethiopian Jewish. Not New York Jewish, not Israeli Jewish. I'm Ethiopian Jewish and Afghan Muslim. I ain't getting sick from nothing, dude.
Oh, okay. I have two thoughts in my head. I was going to segue to the story later, but we can wind it in here. First, well, I forgot my other thought. Fuck it, it wasn't important. But you talk about building your immune system. Later, I was going to bring up the fact that HuffPost, those goddamn liberal crybabies, wrote an entire article about how gross it is. Pete Hegseth ate food off the floor. He'd drop something and say 5-second rule and eat it. There's a whole article about how social media was sickened by Pete Hegseth probably has the strongest immune system in all of Trump's cabinet, next to Trump, who just eats fast food.
I half agree with you on that. I'm half on the side of HuffPost here. Because here's the thing. I do believe in that strengthening the immune system thing. I will eat stuff off the ground. That's not the nasty part of that article.
Or the cream cheese.
He said he hadn't washed. He said on the air, or at least somebody on there claimed he said on the air that somebody on Fox News rather claimed that he had said that he never washes his hands. That's nasty. All right.
All right.
I'm washing my hands after I piss. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wash my hands after I wipe. Sometimes when I piss, I know where my dick's been. I'm touching my dick. I'm not splashing, all over.
Wash your hands after you piss. What are you doing?
Dude, I'm gonna touch your face next time I see you, and then I'm gonna tell you I just went to the bathroom.
Nah, dude, you're Pete Hegseth in it. Don't go full Hegseth. Look, I ain't saying be a neat freak, but don't go full Hegseth. That's what I'm saying. There's a happy medium in between. See, on one end of the spectrum is some kid outside with a mask on, surrounded by nobody. You know what I mean? Like that's one end of the spectrum. The other end of the spectrum is Pete Hegseth zipping up his pants from pissing and going, "Hand soap is for communists and queers. Oh, say, can you see?" Like, don't go full Hegseth on me here. Don't go hypochondriac, but don't go Hegseth.
We got two. I won't. We got two comments to get to. One, Ultra Mesh says right there, Mr. Peanut is now up there with Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Freddy Krueger. I'd never heard that. That's a good comment. I like that.
But that's right. That's right. Now Freddy Krueger is just pelting kids with candy bars in their dreams, and it's taking them the fuck out.
I can't read this name. The other comment, it begins on the H. Heffenliffer, another American video about absolutely nothing. So boring. Oh,
kiss my dick.
We didn't hold his attention. We're boring. What did you know? What did you love and give up on, and when? What did you think of the autism benefits is now? What do you think of the rate of autism? We were going to talk about that. We talked about RFK last week and his insistence he's going to solve autism or figure it out by September, when all
That's
he's
good,
really...
Man. That's good, because my kid's birthday is the next month in October, and he likes choo-choo trains a little too much. You know what I mean? So I kind of need to get him. I think he's a crazy man who drinks bat piss or whatever. But like, hey, go nuts, man, because the doctors ain't figured it out. I'm hoping he can do his little RFK voodoo and come up with something.
But I did send you a video that made a lot of sense. Did you watch it? The guy that...
It did. I agree with a lot of what that guy's saying.
Wait. Before you say what you agree, to give a little to people that haven't seen the video, break down what the guy said. He said it's a matter of healthcare. You need a diagnosis to get healthcare. It's a spectrum. So RFK was putting everybody in the far side, and not the fact that it's a... And that it's what do you say? It's societal, but either way, go ahead.
Basically, he was kind of making 2 points, both of which I agree with, but I have a little bit of a counterpoint to the high numbers thing. He was saying it was more or less people weren't being diagnosed with it back in the day. You know what I mean? Like
in part, yes.
It would be like, that's just my cousin Billy Bob. He likes to count frogs all day on his way to the market for no goddamn reason at all. He's a weird son of a bitch, and they just wouldn't diagnose him. So that was autism back in the day, right? And then also there was kind of another part where he's saying to get any kind of coverage at all, if they're on the spectrum at all, for any kind of Asperger's, whatever, because insurance companies love to deny claims in this country, you basically have to be like, no, he is like the most autistic man that has ever lived. He is Elon Musk without the apartheid money. He's just throwing up weird Zeke Hiles for no reason, but he doesn't have that diamond money to back it up. He doesn't have the diamond money to invest in.
Hey. We are a factual podcast. Emerald money. Go ahead.
Yeah. Whichever. So basic, and I can, you know what, I can personally comp to that because so my youngest son, his skull is shaped a little funny because he was growing in the room weird. I don't know if he's like a side sleep or whatever, but like it's just a little bit. So they're saying he needs like a helmet to correct it, right? But since I have United, who we know famously because of a certain vigilante who took out their CEO, they love to turn down claims. All insurance company loves to turn down claims, but especially United, right? So in order to get them to cover it, our doctor had to basically be like, I'm putting in here that this is the most deformed skull I have ever seen in a baby. I'm like, if you do not get this now, he will be the Elephant Man. Otherwise, they will be like, it's cosmetic. We don't cover it. We love to take hundreds of dollars out of every one of your checks, but we don't like to pay out when we have to, right? So that's kind of what they do. And that's what's going on with the autism rates is you kind of have to get these doctors to say, this is the most autistic kid that's ever lived. Otherwise, insurance companies won't cover it because the medical system in this country is pretty fucked. Now, I will say, though, that you're still going to have the high numbers, though, if people are able to get as cover it easily and quickly and effectively, which should be able to. You're still going to have the higher numbers. So I mean I agree with the spirit that this man's talking. I disagree a little bit with his numbers thing.
Well, I like point 2 of his where he talked about standardized testing, and because now we try and make sure it's no child left behind. Everybody has to move forward. So if you have any variant, any stray, there needs to be a reason that kid is not part of the group. And you just hit it with the autism label. Like there needs to be explanations. I thought that was fascinating too, because that makes sense. And
oh, dude, HF, the German prick that descended from Nazis. He said again in here, another American video about absolutely nothing. So boring. You want to talk autism? He already said that shit.
Yeah.
This with another insult. You dumb motherfucker. You want to talk about nothing and boring. Saying the insult twice. Hold up a fucking mirror, but there's absolutely nothing going on there. That's boring.
Did you see the comment before his?
Is that Deadpool you talking to? Wait, am I Deadpool or are you? I don't know.
Deadpool is horribly disfigured, so I'm gonna go with you.
Oh, how dare you call me Deadpool? At least do an older, ugly comic book. Is that Tommy Two-Face? Something. You know what I mean?
It'd be like Deadpool has both halves of Two-Face's bad half. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. You got to give me the older comic book.
Something about nothing absolutely worked for Seinfeld. There we go. Flaming Penguin says hello. Okay, goodbye. Well, we held Flaming Penguin.
What is the deal with the rate of autism in America?
Yeah. God, we went way off the religious things. We've torn through 3 news stories just with segues.
You like that? The holy water, which this is confusing me. If it's like it's an Ethiopian Christian spot, then if they're doing the holy water, right?
Yeah. They're not doing rodeo. This is the boring side of Ethiopia.
Until you but I remember when I was a kid and would get dragged to church and they'd have the thing of holy water out front and everyone would just dip their nasty ass
and then they
and get all this nasty water. They're using the same. There wasn't like a hand washing station and then the holy water. I'm starting to think vampires are just cleanly. You know what I mean? Vampires are just germaphobes. And they're like, yeah, I mean, the sun will kill me, a steak will kill me, but this holy water's just gross, you know? These vampires.
When don't you guys go way off subject? That's a good point. But however, every subject we've hit was a news story that we just sort of organically flew into today. I have all of these news stories pulled up for us to discuss. We've just turned it into a big, Ethiopian well of holy water, cholera, diarrhea version of the spitting the words out.
That's right.
Do you want to jump next topic?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. This I found fascinating. A Chinese man who said he fought for Russia said he couldn't even go to the bathroom without an escort. Now, the thing I found fascinating about it is China has
I
been.
loved escorts when I was in Russia last time too. Anyway, go on.
Well, so Russia has been, or China's been sort of like, let Russia do its thing with Ukraine, hasn't condemned Ukraine, hasn't gone full North Korea and sent troops really. But this guy said he was tricked into fighting for Russia's military. He went to Russia. Did he say he said he was a civilian?
He was like
but,
something, right?
Yeah, but he was he on vacation? It describes as being reporting for work in Moscow in 2025, saying he was sent for 2 days of training to do what? He wasn't supposed to be an armed fighter, and he got sent to the front line.
Like healthcare to the troops or something, right?
Right. So I don't know who's lying here, because if Russia literally is doing that, if they're going to piss off China by taking, people and putting them on the front line, that's going to fuck up their relations big time, because China's been imagine what would happen if Russia turned China against them. If this is true, that's what I find fascinating.
That's right, dude. He got reverse Shanghai'd. That's what that. now fighting against Zelensky.
Yeah, it keeps repeating itself. This is what I hate. But they keep saying he was sent to the front lines. He was sent to but there was a part in here where it said why he was in Russia in the first place. Was it supposed to be as a liaison or something?
It said he was going to be providing some kind of medical care. I'm trying to.
Right. And instead they put a good. And so that's all I got is like, what happens if Russia loses China as an ally? Because we haven't heard anything about North Korea sending any more troops over since that first push. I mean, that's why I just find it fascinating. That's true, man. Not the most comedic, obviously. Not the most.
Yeah. First, I obviously was like, this is messed up, but I wasn't thinking about the fact that those are allies, man. So doing that to your. I mean, then again, I don't know. I don't know that Chairman Xi necessarily cares about like it's not like you did this to one of their billionaires.
No, I bet he cares about optics, though. I bet he cares about the optics, not with his civilians, because they have no clue because of the state-run media. But the fact that this story goes worldwide, that's the black eye, the embarrassment. That's what he doesn't want. It's not a care thing. It's a pride thing, an ego thing.
But then can he kind of block this story out? Will this story get the same search results as how are the Uyghurs doing? You know what I mean?
It will in China. I'm saying his civilians, that population will never learn about it. But will he stop sending medical or liaisons, or will he like, hey, I can't, because will he stop supporting? I mean, maybe
I'm sure. No, I'm sure he'll still keep support. Putin may have to make some kind of like deal with like this. He may have to cut a check or do something.
Yeah, send a couple of $1 billion of crypto over,
something like that. Send some Trump NFTs, something.
All right, let's stick with one more super hilarious story. Investors dodge US dollar in Treasury, scared by Trump's trade war. So not only is the stock market fluctuating, and by that I mean tanking a lot. It like goes down a lot, comes up a little, goes down a lot, comes up a little. It's not doing well. But now the dollar is being devalued. This is just getting exciting. What do you do? He is dead set on this path of. I do not know if he absolutely believes in the tariffs or what the deal is, but
he does, man. I mean, I've heard clips of that guy going back to the 80s talking about tariffs, and this wasn't just some weird thing he mentioned once or twice while he was, he's dead set on these things.
But it's you'd think that even though he's dead set on it, like maybe he's just like he said, you gotta take your medicine to get the cure, because he seems to be in it for the long haul. Well, I mean, he reverses, but he still puts 10%. It's fascinating to watch every single economic indicator say you're shooting us straight into a recession. And
dude, so many dumb right wingers on my fucking social media going, no, it's going to get better by the end. I'm sure you would be saying this if Biden was directly fucking causing the economy to tank with taxes. Like, no, don't worry. It's Yeah, we'll see in a few months how Biden does. What the fuck?
This is a shit reference, but it just popped into my head. It's like the forward watch on the Titanic yelled, "Iceberg, right ahead," and the captain went, "Steer into it," or fucking hands off the wheel.
That's fake news. Drive into that thing. It's unsinkable, I say. Unsinkable.
All right, let's get to something that I found amusing. Back to fun. Fans paid hundreds of dollars for what they thought would be a sold-out Beyonce tour. Now they're shocked she can't fill a stadium. Did you look at these numbers? I did. I Googled. They're saying that she has 5,000 tickets left for the Meadowlands in New Jersey. That stadium holds 82,000 people. You're complaining that she only sold 75,000, 76,000, oh my God. There's nothing we will not bitch about. I don't like Beyonce, and I'm going to defend her on this one. I don't know why anyone wants to see her live, but Jesus Christ, they're saying,
I like Beyonce. I mean, the country stuff wasn't great, but
I just don't pay attention to her. But the whole point is,
Sure.
they're saying that she's having problems selling tickets. So her promoter is coming out saying, yeah, she sold where is it, 94% of all the tickets in all the markets. That's 94% of stadium tickets, and some of those are multiple dates.
I don't think they call that. You know what they would call that in academia? Getting an A on the test. on the ticket selling test.
Do you think it's because everybody, there's the imaginary feud between her and Tay? So Taylor goes around and sells out 3 nights in every single market. So because Beyonce can't sell out 2 nights, suddenly it's a struggle.
I think so. I also think there's a vested interest of people that are kind of like country fans and stuff like that, who sort of have it out for, because they feel like in a lot of like radio outlets, a lot of music media, they kind of feel like they had this country album kind of forced down their throat, even though they were like, we're not really that into it. So I think there's a lot of that going on. But it's still, that said, whatever their reasons for wanting to be like, she can't sell tickets like that, if you look at the numbers, they're clearly wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this in the past when Mr. Pillowfella went to South Dakota and they said he only sold 3,000 tickets in a 6,000 seat arena. It's like, show me another pillow CEO that can put 3,000. I mean,
he's the Taylor Swift of pillow makers.
Exactly. But as far as your point about the country album, I get that. I do, because it's like Darius Rucker. He put out a country album and they embraced it. They went, oh, look at you doing country. Lionel Richie did country. They went, oh, look at you doing country. And then she sort of came along, and there was such a media hype machine that it wasn't like, oh, look, Beyonce's doing a country album. It's like, Beyonce did a country album and you will love it and you will play it. It's the best country album ever. It was like, there wasn't a choice. There wasn't an organic.
Well, I will say this, at least it was country. Whereas I remember when Lil Nas X put out that Old Town Road song.
Yeah.
Everybody in the video, it's the greatest country song that ever lived. And if you don't agree with that, then you're a Nazi. And it's not. No, he's rapping about stuff that happens in the country. That's different.
Well, Ultramunch points out that people are holding on to their wallets. That too. All the talk is that we're heading into a recession. And yeah, do you think anybody wants to? How many people? Apparently, 77,000 people want to drop hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. What's your average ticket price? Like to go see her live. The first thing that gets cut is discretionary spending. I saw the same exact article.
I wonder if the people writing the article trashing Beyonce will be able to claim that tariffs have something to do with it. I'm guessing not.
Well, at the bottom of the article, it says, according to Billboard's projections, she's projected to earn in excess of $325 million from the tour, about $10 million per show. I guess when you stack that up against Taylor's $1 billion, it's not a lot. But if you're going on tour and making $325 million, now she's not pocketing that. She has to pay workers, but that's still a good amount. You can't complain about that. Fuck, I had a thought. Oh, I almost sent you. I did see the exact same article about AC/DC. Is AC/DC struggling to sell tickets? The first thing I did is went to Ticketmaster. I pulled up Minneapolis sold out. I pulled up Chicago sold out. Like they had sold out like 5 in a row that I looked up. I'm like, who's saying that they're having? It just becomes a thing now because it's happened several times. Like, oh, this artist is going on tour. Oh, it didn't sell out immediately. Let's write an article about how they're struggling.
Right.
And this is news. And we're talking about it. So
if anything, I think it's good for the fans because you know the place is mostly filled up, but it's not completely sold out so early that now that the prices are just getting jacked up through Ticketmaster, and now you know paying thousands of dollars to sit in an arena seat. You know.
do you follow? God damn it, I can't remember his guy. The North Carolina congressman that is now the Attorney General of North Carolina, big on TikTok, big on social.
Yeah.
He's banding together with other attorneys general from other states. They're filing a lawsuit against Live Nation Ticketmaster. They're trying to bust it up.
I have seen something about this. Yeah, good for him, man.
Yeah.
Those prices are getting jacked too high, man. It's crazy.
Jeff Jackson, but he breaks it down. There are two sides to it. One, there's the ticketing fee, the convenience fee, the service fee, the institute fee. Like there's all these fees that jack up the price, and then on top of that,
I remember reading that, and you know, just kind of the headlines for it, and I'm like, I see in my head exactly how this legislation got drawn up. Is this guy was like, it's my niece's birthday. Of course, I'm going to buy her Taylor Swift tickets. I'm a congressman that has a bunch of money and stuff. And
Right.
What the fuck? You're going to charge me what? What? No, you know, I would doge you. I would doge these fees, you know. And so he's taking about, you know what I mean? Like this clearly came from him trying to buy tickets to see something, and then just looking at these fees and being like, oh hell, fucking no, not.
Yeah. I think I said it on here. That's what I did with Green Day. My son loves Green Day. I like Green Day. I was going to take him to his first concert. And when I hit select ticket, go to next piece, the price doubled. I'm like, wait a second. You're telling me that the tickets are $50. So I spend 100 and then I spend 200 because Green Day doing all the work and putting on the show and putting out the music, they get $100. But Ticketmaster, which emailed me a digital ticket, they also get $100. And I'm like, fuck you. And I didn't buy them. It was like, I literally did not, I couldn't bring myself to. I was so angry at Ticketmaster that I'm like, fuck you. I'm not going to see Green Day because I can't put that money into Ticketmaster's hands. I'd give it to Green Day easily, but not Ticketmaster.
I do love Ticketmaster for going, we need to find a way to make it to where scalpers can't just buy the tickets and crank up the price. Oh, what if we did it? Like, what? You sons of bitches. You sons of bitches. We're going to drain the swamp. By drain the swamp, I mean put in my crooked, corrupt friends.
Mr. Pillow, it sounds like a gay marital aid. That's funny. Someone's interested. I usually skip this part, not in the gay way, the prison way.
Mr. Pillow? I'm confused.
What is a Mr. Pillow? It's just Mr. Mike Lindell, Mr. Pillow fella, the mustached freak.
Oh, yeah, they're talking about Lindell.
Yeah. All right, final story. I only sent you this for one reason. If you're a viewer that is not familiar, I click on every news story, especially clickbait, just to see what it's about. This is absolutely stupid clickbait. I filed for divorce the next day. 18 people are revealing the horrendous ways their partner betrayed their trust. And yeah, you go through and some of them are whatever, and I don't pay attention, but I got to number 8. Some of these are like a paragraph. They're like, he did this, she did this, he did this. There's a whole story going on. Number 8 is literally, here's the entire reason. He slept with all 4 of my sisters.
Here's the story of a guy named Brady, whose son was horny as fuck. He ruined my life by sleeping with my wife's daughters.
Okay, my wife has 3 sisters. They're the 4 fine sisters. There's 4 of them. I even make a pass at one of them. They're all 4 going to know, and I'm getting dumped, divorced. It's not even making the marriage. Like, how the fuck do these sisters hate each other and not talk? How do you even attempt to sleep with one? And then, like, all 4 sisters. That's got to be a lie. Hey, Paul,
dude, I hate to be a buzzkill, and a total skeptic, I think the dude might be lying. I think the dude might be lying.
No, this came from Sabrina. She said he slept with all four of my. Did he say it or did they say it? How do you get five people in on a lie? The four sisters and the guy to all say, yeah, I fucked them, and then say he fucked me to get.
Look, I ain't trying to call Sabrina a liar. I ain't saying she's not good at filtering these people. I'm just saying until pictures or it didn't happen. Okay. I'm the same way with aliens and all that. Oh, there's a fuzzy picture of a light in the sky. Clearly got to be an alien. Show me a picture of an alien or it didn't happen. Show me a picture of this guy. In fact, I will be more likely to believe that this man fucked 4 aliens than fucked 4 of her sisters.
That's what I'm saying. It's unlikely. But I want to go back to the pictures. I think she should start an OnlyFans with her sisters of there's pictures of her sisters getting railed by this guy. That would be not only do you prove that he's a piece of shit, but you make money off it because people pay.
There's clearly a market for it. Anytime I get on Pornhub and just start scrolling down, it's just like stepbrother, stepsister, stepfather, stepmother. And I'm like, dude, these people really are into this incest shit, apparently.
And we've talked about this, and I'm repeating myself, but I will say this until the day I die. I thought technology had gone past that. This happens to me all the time. The other day, I clicked on one ad for furnace filters. My feed is filled with furnace filters. They have a colored a furnace filter that changes color as it gets dirty, like it goes from blue to whatever. They have colored bright pink filters. My feed. I bought the other day, which we talked about at the top, Celsius. I bought some on Amazon and had it shipped because it was a good price. I have a ton of Celsius in my feed.
Well, I back up. To be fair, you put out a podcast where you constantly hound me to try Celsius. So,
yes. Here's where I'm going. Here's where I'm going with this. I actively avoid. My mouse doesn't. The cursor doesn't even linger over those step things. I go into the search bar on Pornhub to search out just like what I want to see, and it's never anything that says step. And yet my feed, when the home page is nothing but, I thought the algorithm would kick that shit off my feed. I thought the algorithm would finally go, hey, he's never clicked on this family weird incestuous. Nobody's
not the homepage. The homepage, especially if you're like scrolling an incognito or whatever, that's just recent stuff that's been posted. What people are clicking on. That's just the homepage, man. Once you start searching,
all right. That is true. Once I click on one, then I usually get like all that actress below it or so. But still, my God, what does that say about society that it is the homepage because enough people are clicking on it? I get it.
That said, if the lady in the picture is hot enough, I'll click on the step stuff. Yeah, here's why. Again, just like I'm a skeptic that this guy fucked all 4 of his wife's sisters. I don't think most of these people are really related. Yeah. I think there's a lot of stolen valor going on in the incest porn. You know what I mean? Unless if it's super amateur stuff, I'm clicking the hell away from there. No, if it looks like it was shot on an iPhone, that might be real. But like, dude, if this is studio produced, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm scrolling through the end, getting credits and everything. It's different last names. They ain't related. Stolen valor, I say.
Yeah.
Also, I'm starting to think that lady ain't really stuck in that dryer neither. I think she could have gotten free the whole time.
Could be. All right. I got to check out of my hotel room. So everybody in the chat, thanks for tuning in. Paul, glad you made it. Even what if each sister is 100 pounds heavier than the other?
Yeah.
He's a chubby chaser, big ones. All right. I got to check out of my hotel and hit the room. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Jake, good seeing your face. Have a happy Easter, everyone. And we will see you on the next go around.
Pete Hegth said poison the holy water because he doesn't wash his hands. Later.